Blessings. I don't know about y'all, but when I think about real relationships that I have, real relationships that I know I can depend on, the first relationship I think of is the relationship I have with God. Because the relationship I have with Him gives me the foundation, gives me the framework of what it is to have a meaningful relationship. And then I think of all the people that I have with relationships. And when I say all the people, I don't mean it's a lot of people. No. It's a very small group of people, which mostly reside within my home, and then extend out to maybe a handful of people in different various ways, to where when I have a conversation with these people, I trust that I'm having that conversation with a person, or I'm having that conversation with God, and I can really lay what's on my heart to that person or God and not feel like I'm going to see it resurface later in the conversation to leverage against me. Now, leverage to hold me accountable, that's a different thing. Especially if that accountability is coming from love, because you want me to be better, because you want me to continue to stay on my path and serving and honoring God. That's good accountability. That's love. But when we think of those type of relationships, does it feel like a safe space to really have meaningful conversations? And even those conversations could be as simple as venting or whatever the case may be. For me, it's not about the amount of people I have. It's about the people that I do have being meaningful relationships. That's really what it comes down to for me. And it starts with my relationship with God. Now, those are, again, those real relationships. Then we get to the other type of relationships. And of course, there could be many other terms that people bring into this, but we talk about surface level relationships. There are a lot of people out there that have a lot of surface level relationships. It's just really the way things are. A lot of surface level relationships. Just because you're around people or you're around common people on a day-to-day basis doesn't mean you necessarily have a real relationship with them. And for some people, it just may not be meant to be for you to have a relationship with them. But you have to ask yourself, why is it surface level? Is it surface level because that person really has some things going on that doesn't work with your beliefs, how you operate in so many ways? Is it a result of a narrow-minded viewpoint that limits the opportunity for growth that could happen from you having other relationships of different varieties from a diverse perspective? Because there is a lot of opportunity to grow from people that are like-minded and not like-minded. But there's also a nice little area of accountability that sits within all that, to where if you have relationships, regardless of whether they are claimed to be real to you or surface level to you, that if that accountability sits there, if that kindness sits there, then a lot of positive can happen in those relationships. And it has to mean that there's humility within a person, and you're able to take to that accountability. Because sometimes I want to just clarify this: accountability is not the same as judging a person. Judging a person is not something that we're supposed to do. The only place, to me, from a person who is following Christ, judgment comes from is from God. Now, we can hold each other accountable, and the best way to hold each other accountable is to do it in love. I am trying to tell you some things. I am trying to express some things to you and fellowship with you in this way, because I don't want to see you go down the wrong path. I want to see you not live the life that is pleasing to me, but ultimately live the life that is pleasing to God. That is what's important. And that if I say I support you in doing that, in living that, and being the best version of yourself so you can honor him in that. That's where that comes from. That's when you start to see some of the wonderful things transpire and the uplifting things that transpire that can happen within a relationship that is real or claimed to be real. But the actions and words support whether that's true or not. But when you have surface level relationships, it just becomes one of those situations where there could be an unwillingness, a lack of trust, or just a simple lack of interest for some reason. And you just see that kind of perpetuating through those type of situations. Now, the way that I don't like to see it is when I hear statements like, I'm not going to complain, and even if I did, no one would care. When I hear people talk like that, I start to think, what is the status of their relationships? What is the status of their well-being? Because if you say something like, I'm not going to complain, and even if I did, no one would care, that's coming from somewhere. That's coming from something. That could have to do with the people that you surround yourself with, or just that are common in your environment, or that could have to do with something going on within oneself. No matter which one it is, hearing someone say a statement like that shouldn't just go in one ear and out the other. It should be one of those things that's like, well, what's going on? Talk to me about why you feel that way. But I'm not sure if we go that deep. So let's talk a little bit more about this. If we don't get beyond surface level, we will never get to the transformative and restorative aspects that are true to what's needed and meaningful to serve and live in a way that honors God. Some may not go deep with things because of a lack of time or a lack of willingness, interest, or, as I mentioned earlier, possibly even a lack of trust. If I share with you, is that going to be a moment to where I move forward and I don't regret it for some who do regret things? So keep that in mind. When someone shares something with you, they're opening themselves up to a big moment of vulnerability. That depth is something we may not get because we may lack the willingness or understanding of that vulnerability. That depth within us adds pressure. It makes some people uncomfortable. Some of us have gotten so used to not going there that it's left unaddressed and has weakened our ability to have meaningful relationships, which affects our trust in others and may affect our ability to trust ourselves. For God, I trust you, God, but only to a certain extent, which is not really trust, everyone. It's I want you in the blessings, but not in me to show up in my everyday behaviors and choices. That's a limiting, conditional level of trust. He asks us to be unconditional, in our love especially. Some have had relationships that are based on conditions, but do not have enough meaning to stand the test of time. Maybe trust, commitment issues, insecurities, or something else. What it ends up resulting in is our presence in relationships and growth becomes a trend of the depths only exist at shallow levels. Yet some still expect the stability and results that only going deep will afford. That's for any environment. It's apparent that there are a lot of hurt, frustrated, and disappointed people. Some of that is a result of an unwillingness to face ourselves, right? It's easier or more tolerable to point the finger at others or a thing that can be rationalized to be out of our control. But we have to also understand what is truly within our span of control. Part of that is facing yourself, and growing with God will bring you a fullness in life that can give you peace and comfort in yourself and your relationships. So we have to keep that in consideration. But let's go to the Word in Ephesians 3 verses 18 through 20, which states, may have power together with all the Lord's holy people to grasp how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ, and to know this love that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God. All the fullness of God, everyone. Now to him who is able to be immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to the power that is at work within us. We may find ourselves holding back in relationships and our willingness because of a lack of trust due to experiences or something else. Discern and learn from those things, but don't blanket and generalize, as that becomes widespread limitations that could restrict how God could use you and your relationship with him. Don't confuse, and I see this a lot, don't confuse success in and of this world with progress and growth in your walk. At times, we look or wait for things to change while God may be waiting for you to change and act on the blessings he has placed on you that your flesh makes it hard for you to see. We are conditioned in this world to go far while going deep is perceived as not value added, while in our relationship with God and progress that matters, it will go as far as you will allow it to go deep. Let me go into that a little bit more. If you go deep in your relationship with God, if you allow your relationship with him to be the basis and foundation of your growth and how you see things, how you move forward with things, how you act on things, but for it to all start with, Lord, I want my relationship with you to really resonate inside of me and really build me up from within. I want that to be how I grow. I want that to be the focus of why I do things. Then you will go far in how you are used to honor and serve him. But that viewpoint, that work within you will be limited if you put conditions around how he's allowed to work within you. God bless.